söz halkta, görüntü bizde, burası Kürecik TV, halkın sesi. Kürecik TV, halk konuşur, biz yayındayız.
Kürecik TV sizlerle.
Hoş geldiniz. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Biliyorum aramızda büyüklerimiz de var ama eğer rızalığınız varsa konuşmamı İngilizce yapacağım. Özellikle çocuklarımızın, gençlerimizin anlaması için de. Good evening everyone. Newroz Kurdish bir her hatın. Happy Newroz. It's a real honor to host tonight's celebration as leader of Enfield Council at our first ever Newroz celebration. I'm proud that we are all here today together, Enfield Council celebrating Kurdish New Year, celebrating our culture, our identity, and most importantly, our community. And when I look around this room, I see exactly why it matters. I see a strong, proud Kurdish Alevi community, a Kurdish Muslim community, a Kurdish Yazidi community that is thriving in Enfield. Families who have built lives here, often from very difficult beginnings. People who have worked hard here, supported each other, and contributed so much to our wonderful borough. I see my own family. We are all a reflection of each other. Unfortunately, as the first ever Kurdish leader of any council in England, I don't speak Kurdish, unfortunately. And that's not by choice. Like many families, mine were put under huge pressure in Turkey, pressure to assimilate, to leave parts of who they were. Language was one of those things that were persecuted, as well as their beliefs of Alevism. Those who spoke Kurdish were tortured. We grew up with those stories. We have always said our families did not come to the UK for the weather. They came for freedom, they came for democracy, and they came for the freedom to celebrate and live their culture. So I grew up without Kurdish, but that doesn't mean that I grew up without Kurdish values and culture. And it's only later in life you realize what that means. That something important is missing. I remember sitting with my granddad, my late granddad Suleiman, and I made him a promise. I said, I will learn Kurdish, and my daughters will grow up speaking it too. I'm still on that journey, but I'll keep that promise because language matters, identity matters. It's about belonging, it's about being able to stand tall and say this is who I am. And that's what tonight is about. Because tonight we will celebrate our culture, our music, our cuisine, and the contribution we make to this wonderful country and to our wonderful borough. It's about saying clearly Kurdish identity belongs here in Enfield. It is valued, it is part of who we are, and I am proud to be the first ever leader, Kurdish leader, to serve a council in the UK. But we also know the reality hasn't always matched the pride that we bring. Too many people in our community have felt invisible, not properly counted, labelled incorrectly, put under Turkish speaking, when that doesn't reflect who we are. Too many organisations, and many of those organisations are in the room today, have had to fight hard for support, to be seen. Too many people feel like they start life one step behind, 1-0 behind. We are changing that, and I promise you all, we are changing that. We are pushing for better recognition in the census, in schools, in local services. So when I register my children in the local GP and in their local schools, there is a box that says Kurdish and there is a box that says Alevi. So we can be visible and treated fairly. And this connects to a bigger conversation as well. What's happening nationally on immigration. As a Democratic Socialist Labour Party leader of Enfield, I believe that Enfield is a borough of sanctuary, is a welcoming borough for all migrant communities. I'm the grandson of migrants, and I know what migrants bring to our country. They keep our NHS running, they care for our elderly, they teach our children, they build our communities. They serve chorba on Mare Street in Hackney, my Dede Suleiman and my Nene Elif, who is here with us today. For years, they are the people who make our cities and our towns great. They are a part of us, and we have to be honest, the problems in this country are not caused by migrants or by migrant communities. They are caused by years of political failure from previous governments. We need a fair system, yes, but we also need to be careful about the language we use and the policies that we create. Some of the proposals we're seeing, forcing refugees to reapply again, delaying settlement for decades, they're harsh and they make it harder for people to build a life. They are inhumane. What we should be focusing on is fairness, efficiency, humanity, and also focus on the positives. Focus on the fact that we have brought NHS waiting lists down, that we're building council homes on golf courses, that we're taking kids out of poverty by lifting the benefit cap. Many of us will remember Alan Kurdi, a 2-year-old Kurdish boy, a toddler, who lost his life fleeing war in Syria in Rojava. That image of Alan Kurdi on the beach has stayed with me, and I know that image is burnt into every single one of your memories. And it should remind all of us what's at stake when we talk about refugees and about asylum. These are not numbers, these are children, these are families. That's why our values matter so much. There's a saying in our community that you will all know, no friends but the mountains. And I understand where that comes from. But when I look around tonight, I see something else as well. I see community, solidarity, and I see allies. And beyond this room, I see allies in all of the migrant communities of Enfield. Because when we celebrated Gypsy Roma Traveller Day in this building for the first time, where we celebrated the Gypsy Roma Traveller community for the first time, I saw allies. When we pushed for Albanian GCSE and A-levels, I saw allies. When we pushed for our Somalian friends and our Somalian communities, I see allies. Ethnically, we may be different, but we all suffer from the same issues, and we all want the same things. We want our children to go to good schools, we want our local parks, our local schools to be good, and we want a safer and a cleaner borough. We have a responsibility to make things better for the next generation, and that's why we do what we do. I want my daughters and all of our children to grow up proud of who they are and where they live, to learn their language, to see their identity reflected, to feel like they belong, which is why we're going to continue to push for Kurdish GCSE and A-level as well in all of our schools. I will finish my speech with, I'm proud to be Kurdish, I'm proud to be Alevi, not just because of where we come from, but because of what we stand for. Fairness, equality, respect, progressive politics, and if it wasn't my destiny, it would be my choice. Thank you once again for coming today. Please stay for the whole evening where we have a fantastic special performance by our Circular young stars who are going to do a folklore show for us. We have a special performance by Suna Alam, who is a fantastic performer, and many of you will know her. And we have speeches from our community representatives. Let's make sure this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the continuation for better recognition, for better values, and for a united, powerful Kurdish community in Enfield and beyond. Newroz Kurdish, thank you so much for listening.
Bunların yılları kaptalı.
Thank you so much. Well done. You're brilliant. Well done to all of you. Hanım Başkan, can I invite you to the stage? Dilek Başkan, can I invite you? Resul Başkan, can I invite you? Ibrahim Abi, can I invite you to the stage to hand out medals to our wonderful children for their performance? Yöre derneklerimizden, kurumlarımızdan başka başkanlarımız var mı aramızda? Erol Başkan. Please, seni de alalım. Please, can we give medals to...
Arkaya gidelim.
Ve Hüseyin hocamıza bir alkış alabiliriz. I would like to now invite the representative of the Kurdish Community Center to make a very short speech. Not like mine, that was very long. He's not looking at me, Mr. Bektaş shows, can we invite you to the stage? Okay, kimdir o? Yeah, what's your name? Zelish. Zelish to make a speech on behalf of the Kurdish Community Center.
On the behalf of Sarah Turkish and Kumin, we are grateful you and all that extend our sentiments regards the Enfield Council and the Mayor Engin Erbil for organising the Newroz event at the council. We hope that this celebration will become continuous and tradition every year, strengthening the community ties and cultural understanding. Each year in March, Kurds around the world gather to celebrate Newroz, the Kurdish New Year and the arrival of spring. At its most visible level, joyful cultural festivals and families always come together where people wear colourful traditional clothes, music, dancing, fill public spaces, fires are lit, the sun sets and marks renewal and the beginning of a new season. However, Newroz carries a deeper meaning. It's not only the celebration of nature, renewal, but also the reflection of Kurdish experience. For generations, it's been the moment to affirm identity, dignity, fundamental right, and to exist as a person with people with their own language, culture, shared history across the different parts of Kurdistan, where people and political expressions have also been restricted. Newroz has become more than celebration, gathering publicly, speaking Kurdish, embracing their culture, tradition, representatives with power and reliance. The meaning is very real today. In Rojava, communities have endured years of war, displacement and economic hardship, yet they continue to rebuild and maintain the existence of sense collectively life through cooperation contestant. Despite the figures and the cultural hardship, Newroz is not only celebration, but it's a symbol of strength and survival. Kurdish communities face ongoing political pressure and restriction, cultural expression and consequences. In such circumstances, Newroz becomes essential in presenting identity and passing cultural values. Generations is both celebrating spring and reformation of belonging. At the same, Kurdish communities across the world, including the United Kingdom, actively contributing to the society. In London and beyond, Kurds have built businesses and supported local economies, become professional across many sectors. Kurdish community centres play a vital role in providing cultural, educational and social support, bringing people together and fostering inclusion. Newroz celebrates in the UK often attract thousands of people, backgrounds, creating spaces and uniting and sharing understanding. For the Kurdish diaspora, Newroz holds a special significance. It contracts people with their roots, families, heritage, while also celebrating the place and society they now call home. The fires lit during Newroz symbolises not only arrivals of spring, but also continuity and hope. For those unfamiliar with Kurdish history, Newroz may appear as a colourful seasonal festival. For Kurds, it's also a moment of reflection and demonstration. It represents the enduring strength of people who continue to preserve their culture and identity, despite the challenges they may face. In a sense, Newroz is both celebration and a promise that Kurdish culture will continue to thrive, that communities will remain united, that the future generations will live with dignity, recognition and peace.
Thank you so much, Zelish, and to the Kurdish Community Centre for being here with us. Not just today, but always. Thank you so much for all that you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Now, for those of you that don't know, Kyrgyzstan is a region of Kurdistan, and we've just seen their children do a fantastic performance. I'm looking around the room, probably the only person who doesn't know is probably our Deputy Leader, Tim Lever, who's with us today. Thank you for being here, Tim. And Kürecikler is another region of Kurdistan, and today we've got the honour of having the Kürecikler Women's Choir. So I'd now like to invite them to the stage to do their performance, and then we'll do 2 more speeches and go straight into the halay, which I know most of you are looking forward to with Suna Alan. So I now invite, with your applause, Kürecikler Women's Choir. Thank you. We have one more applause. Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful, brilliant. Thank you. İyi ki varsınız. I'd now like to invite to the stage the woman who leads this wonderful women's choir and has supported them for a long time in her role as a chairperson of Kürecikler Community Centre in Pondozend, and who is a fantastic stakeholder. She's a personal role model, a local business owner, a strong Kurdish woman who embodies everything that we believe in, the beliefs and values that we hold as a community. Hanım Akdemir to make her speech as a community activist.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored to stand here today with you at London Borough of Enfield as a community leader, as a chairperson who has had privilege of working closely with so many of you across the borough. I am proud to stand here with you to mark Newroz. 21st of March is not just a date, it is a symbol. Newroz is resistant, Newroz is freedom, Newroz is rebirth. For Kurdish people and communities across the Middle East, Newroz is existence, identity, dignity. It is rooted in the story of Kava, who has rose against oppression, and it lit the fire of liberation and freedom. The fire was not just a victory, it was a message that oppression can be challenged, that injustice can be defeated, and the people, when united, can shape their future. That is why Newroz is not just a celebration, it is a statement of resistance, freedom, equality, peace, dignity, and justice. And the spirit is not in the past. It is live today. From the Kurdistan to the Middle East and across the world, people continue to struggle for freedom, recognition, and rights. And here in Enfield, we carry the same spirit forward because this borough is built on diversity. Kurdish, Turkish, British, African, Caribbean, Asian. Different journeys, shared values. And let me say this clearly and loudly. We are proud of diversity. As a community leader, I have had privilege of working with so many of our communities. I have stood with you, worked with you, organized with you, and I have seen the truth. Real power lives in communities. Power to support one another, power to stand against inequality, power to build a better future for all. And with the power comes responsibilities. A responsibility to stand for equality, fairness, dignity, respect. And these are just not words, but as action. Newroz teaches us something powerful, that at the end of the darkness, there is light. After struggle, there is renewal, but only if we stand together, only if we organize, only if we believe in justice. So today, as Enfield mark Newroz, let us not only remember this as a history, let us carry this message forward, a message for resistance, unity, and hope. Jebo Azadi Yekuti, Newroz Pirozbe. Newroz kutlu olsun, Happy Newroz. Dear friends, I am proud of being a Kurdish woman and I'm proud to serve my community whenever, wherever. Happy Newroz. And here before you, I would like to thank you to Ergin, the leader of Enfield Council, organizing Newroz celebration in Enfield Council for the first time. It is a marvel.
Thank you Başkanım. Diline sağlık, yüreğine sağlık. Canlar, now we are going to move on to music performance by Suna Alan, and I would like to invite her to the stage. I think we had a short note from our MP, Feryal Clark MP, a short message I think I gave a note to you before we have our fantastic musician come to the stage. Feryal Clark MP could not be here today. She is our local MP in Enfield. She is the first ever Kurdish Alevi woman member of parliament in our history, and she is a fantastic champion for us. She ensured that we were able to take all of our shared concerns relating to Rojava and Roshilat to the Foreign Secretary. She ensured that we got a meeting with the Foreign Secretary and that we pushed our message to the top people in government to make sure they heard our cries and concerns regarding Rojava. And we are proud of Feryal and her work. This is a message from Feryal. Good evening everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person tonight, but I want to send my warmest wishes to everyone celebrating Newroz across Enfield. And thank you to Enfield's Labour Council for hosting this important reception for our Kurdish community. As a fellow Kurd, Newroz means a great deal to me. It's not just the arrival of spring, but a powerful symbol of resilience, reminding us that no matter how difficult the struggle, darkness never lasts forever. The story of Kawa, the blacksmith, who rose up against tyranny and lit the fires of freedom, still resonates today. It reminds us that when people stand together and hold on to their identity and dignity, change is always possible. We also recognize the sacrifices made by Kurdish communities, including the vital role Kurdish forces played in the fight against ISIS. Their courage helped protect not only their own people, but the wider world. But tonight is also a celebration of the strength of Kurdish people everywhere, including here in Enfield. Your contribution to our community through your culture, businesses and public life is deeply valued. Even far from our own homeland, we carry our traditions with pride. Newroz reminds us that after the longest winter, spring always comes. So tonight we celebrate our history, our culture and our community. Newroz Pirozbe Şerkeftin to the Kurdish people everywhere, and with pride and solidarity we say, Biji Kurdu Kurdistan, thank you and take care.
Thank you to say. Hi everyone, Newroz Kurdish, happy Newroz. We would like to begin with a Newroz song celebrating Newroz itself, the arrival of spring, renewal and the spirit of freedom. Gelek Spaz. The next song is in Zazaki dialect called Golazer Yellow Rose. It's about the beauty of a young woman reflecting the beauty of our culture. As you all know, Kurdish language is not only Kurmanji dialect, it is Sorani, Zazaki, Gorani, Kurmanji. The next song is in Sorani, and it is composed by legendary Hasan Zirek. Berde. We have a few more songs, but I don't know if you've got time. Yeah? And I think we also want to do go and dance too. If, of course, if possible, in the room. Let's do Beshiamale. These songs tell the story of a young girl from Kobane. She chooses her own path and stands for freedom. Our final song before dance, Govend, Leila. It's about beautiful and elegant village girl, Leila, and it celebrates beauty, love, and identity. Dayımın so much, everyone. Wishing you all a happy Newroz, Newroz Pirozma.
Başarılar.
Civic TV sundu. Sevgiyle kalın.